take the other team a long time to get to you if they're wanting to gank you, and by that stage, hopefully your solo partner, who's laning on his own in that lane up top, will be wise enough to the situation to actually call the miss and give you time to move up towards a second tier tower, or maybe even just go back to base and heal while they waste time looking for you in the jungle, and that'll give them time up top to get some free farm as an extra experience. Now also you'll notice here, I think I got about a 7-minute Abyssal Skull or something like that, so that's pretty decent. Now this is going to, once you get the Abyssal Skull, you're pretty much done for farming. Like in terms of being take stacks and that, you're able to take them more effectively now, just because of the region they provide to both you and your wolves, because it does give off an aura. Now what I've done here, I sent my 2 wolves to take out the small camp, and then the other medium camp while I take out this medium camp on my own. This ensures I get more farm. I do get less experience because I'm not within the range of where my wolves are, but farm is kind of more important, I feel, overall than experience. And it's farm that you wouldn't have had otherwise, because if I had taken both my creeps, I would not have been able to take out 3 camps in the time that I did, maybe just the 2, and I probably wouldn't have made it in time to stack this camp. As you can see, with level 4 wolves now and 3 primal rage and my business skull, I'm able to take out a double stack quite effectively. It doesn't really do too much damage to me, and my wolves do get the lifesteal as well, so they're a lot stronger now. And level 4 wolves can take on any camp on their own, so you can pretty much send them to one camp while your hero goes to another camp, and that way you can effectively jungle a lot quicker and get a lot more gold in that time. Another thing I like to add, obviously in this game, this is a practice game, so it's just me in the game, but once you hit level 6, that's pretty much when you could make your way towards the lane up top, and assuming the solo laning partner is fairly pushed up, could probably go for a gank, because that ulti does give you max movement speed and is really effective in getting kills. But that's more situational. I wouldn't just go at level 6 straight away to gank just for the sake of ganking. I mean, if the other lane's pushed up completely, it's kind of pointless. You're just going to waste 100 mana and run around like an idiot for no apparent reason. And in saying that, you're also going to make them aware that you are in the jungle, because a lot of the time, especially in lower tier games, they're just going to forget about you, and if that happens, well, the game will basically be over, because you're just going to get free farm the whole game. And farms are most important in a Warbeast. In saying that, if you do get a gank top, you won't be able to see it in this video, but if you're able to kill 1 or 2 of them top with the solo lane, or even if mid comes in ganks, you'll be able to push that tower immediately. Warbeast is such a strong pusher, and he's able to take them down. Now here you can see I did try to kill the ogres outside the camp, but unfortunately I didn't go far enough, so the corpses did fall within the camp and blocked it. So that was a bit of a mistake on my part. But other than that, I think I've done a pretty effective job of killing them outside the camps. Always stack whenever possible, if you can. It just improves your farming immensely. It ensures you get the most out of the jungle. Now also, a lot of people might be asking why I didn't go a hatchet build, but I don't mind the hatchet. I have tried it before, and it is pretty effective, especially it does help a lot with like stacking creeps. Like here you can chuck the hatchet instead of walking all the way in, and sometimes you might miss a stack if you don't have one, but I do feel that the earlier in your teacher is the best option, and it does provide you with the mana regen necessary for Warbeast to jungle effectively. If you do get a hatchet, you will get that delayed ringer teacher. It's not the worst situation, but it just delays your Abyssal Skull a bit longer, and I feel you get it good enough farm without it. Yeah, from this point onward, it's just nothing else to do really with Warbeast. Pretty much just farm, gank whenever possible, whenever the situation arises, and every time you gank, try and push the tower, because you're gonna give your team that the group advantage. So you might make it a 3v5, and suddenly you taking a tier 1 tower mid or something, or top, or maybe even going bot rotating. It's just going to give your team a lot of early gold and a lot of early experience to just start to overtake the game. Generally after the Abyssal Skull, as you can see, I got the Seam Boots, and depending on the opposition, I might go straight Shrunken Head or get myself an early Shield Breaker for the added damage. Alternatively, I do go the Soul's Bulwark. That helps you push quite a lot more effectively. It towers will just melt with you and your wolves, and at the same time it does add minus armor onto the enemy, so you will be hitting them quite a bit harder. That's either way, it doesn't really matter which way you go. I would go Shrunken Head if the other team has a lot of stunners, a lot of lockdown, because the one thing Warbeast needs is to be able to chase down a hero, and if there's stunners everywhere, he's just going to get locked down and killed before he can do anything. Yeah, so other than that, there's not much else to really go through. As you can see, he's a pretty effective jungler. He does require a bit of thinking when jungling. You can't just go in and blindly take out camps, especially early on. Later on, you can just go in and just rip everything to shreds, but early on, Warbeast isn't the greatest of junglers. He's a bit slow starting off, and because of that, you do need to take advantage of killing creeps outside the camp. That's probably the most important thing to do, especially between levels maybe 1 to 4, because that's going to provide you with that farm that you're going to need in those levels to get you into the game a lot faster, because you don't want to be sitting there 10 minutes into the game just having got your Abyssal Skull and just reaching level 6. I mean, by that stage possibly your top tier tower might have been taken out because you didn't get to gank quick enough or anything like that, and then suddenly your jungle is open up to enemy ganks. So you want to hit level 6 as soon as possible. Level 6, that ulti is such a great, not only ganking tool, but also an escape. Many times I've been ganked in the jungle and that ulti has saved my life tremendously. So always try to keep at least enough mana for that ulti to ensure you do have some form of getting away, because the one thing Warbeast can't do is really, I'll be honest, without his ultimate he's pretty useless. That's what makes the hero. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this guide. There's not much else to go on. You just keep farming, build tanky and quite damage orientated, like I said, Shrunken Head, Shield Breaker, Demonic Breastplate, those type of items, and you just wreck outs and become an unstoppable force. Thanks for watching, and yep, I'm Warbeast signing out. This is my Warbeast guide 2030.